Tonight we're with Roy Jones Jr., American boxing legend at 43 years old, on the quest to conquer another division, cruiserweight division, the only one which you haven't conquered yet.
Yeah.
And your main goal is to defeat Krzysztof Diablo Włodarczyk, the WBC champion of the world. Aren't you afraid of his devastating knockout power because of what happened before with the knockout losses?
Not at all. Great knockout power is good. I mean, glad he got knockout power. I have faced a lot of fighters with great knockout power, so what do I have to be afraid of?
So, do you think that Włodarczyk, with all the power that he possesses, with all his skills, is a guy that you probably can teach a lesson?
I'm going to teach him a lesson. I mean, it's going to be tough, but I'm going to teach him a lesson.
And to get to Włodarczyk, you need to win this tomorrow's fight against Głażewski, who is a natural light heavyweight without punching power. So there's nothing to be afraid of?
It's something to be afraid of because he's fighting the great Roy Jones Jr. So normally he doesn't have punching power, but he's fighting for his life tomorrow. So he will have punching power because he knows he's fighting the legend. So tomorrow he may be a different Głażewski because he's fighting the greatest. But don't matter because I got to have it. He got to go because to get to Krzysztof, I got to get past him. So he got to go.
You said that Głażewski is better than your previous opponent, Kostecki, Dawid Cygan Kostecki, who was sentenced to jail.
Never said better. I said he has a different chance because he has everything to gain and nothing to lose. Whereas Kostecki was expected from because he's ranked higher. So he was expected he's going to have a great fight. It was going to be a great match because he has his spot to lose as far as his ranking goes. And me, of course, being a legend, I have something to lose always because I am a legend. With this kid has nothing to lose. He's ranked like number 8. Who cares about that? You know, so he has nothing to lose, everything to gain. So that's why I say he is a different situation. I never say he was better than Kostecki.
Okay, Roy, back in 2003, when you grabbed the WBA heavyweight title from John Ruiz, it seemed that you may go down to cruiserweight and conquer it, unify the titles. Why didn't you do it?
Because people didn't realize that my goal at that time was to do what Bob Fitzsimmons did. When Bob Fitzsimmons did it, there was no cruiserweight division. He won middleweight, light heavyweight, heavyweight, recapture light heavyweight. That was my goal. Do what he did, because it hadn't been done in over 100 years, in over a decade. You understand me? So my goal was to win middleweight, light heavyweight, heavyweight, but I had to come back and recapture light heavyweight, or I didn't complete what was done 106 years ago. You understand me?
Yes. So and you did it because you won the first Tarver fight.
Exactly.
But then the bad knockout loss.
Well, because no motivation, because I did not have a goal anymore. And I just got a goal back this year. I said, if you're going to keep boxing, you have to set a goal. You're no different than any other human being. If you're going to do it, you have to have a goal. So I came back and said, if you're going to fight, there's one division that you didn't conquer, which is the cruiserweight division. If you're going to fight, what about go ahead and conquer that division? Make that your goal, or else you should quit. So I made that my goal now.
Maki Shilston, who is your former conditioning trainer, for one fight.
One fight.
And that was the...
No, 2 fights, my
two
bad.
Fights.
2 fights, yeah.
And the second fight, this was the Tarver rematch.
Right.
And that's what I want to talk about, because Maki told us that you were actually probably in the best shape of your life. You were in tremendous shape. He said you were a beast. You were. This was the fight to knock out Tarver, to shut his mouth, literally. And this knockout, he said what he said was it was a lucky punch, nothing else. Do you think it was a lucky punch for Tarver?
Well, you could call it a lucky punch, but he did have to throw it. So, I mean, you can call it lucky, you can call it unlucky. The only problem I got is that now that he's tested positive for steroids, it's very possible that he was on steroids when that happened. That would be my only situation. Other than that, the punch, it was a good punch, clean punch. A lucky punch counts in boxing. So I can't go off with just lucky punch. But if he was on steroids, it made me understand how he was able to stand there and why he was so confident to throw it, because he knows he's on steroids. So there's different things. Other than that, I don't complain about a lucky punch because lucky punches happen.
Can you imagine what would have happened if you had won that fight with Tarver, the second fight? Would you still be an active fighter?
Yeah, I still be an active fighter because I just love to fight anyway, and I still feel good. Only thing that would have retired me is if I'd have got a chance to fight Mike Tyson as a heavyweight. Then I would have still came back and conquered the light heavyweight one more time. Then I probably would have left it until I thought about the cruiserweight title. So guess what? I would still be right back here now trying to find the cruiserweight title.
I'm glad you mentioned Mike Tyson because I want the next topic is to talk about the fights that didn't happen, which should happen probably, and that's the Evander Holyfield fight. Evander Holyfield last year told me that he really regrets that.
Who told you?
Evander Holyfield told me that he regrets that he didn't fight you in 2003 or 4.
You know why? Because I went to his house, I went to Atlanta, had met him for dinner, and asked him to fight first before I fought John Reese. You understand me? Just like I called Nigel Ben, asked him to fight. He said he was going through a divorce. Couldn't fight. Reached out to try to make the fight with Steve Collins. Didn't happen. HBO offered Darius Mikucheski $5 million to come fight me. He got 1 belt, I got 7. Come on, $5 million. Come on. He says no. Well, what can I do? You understand me? I'm only going to ask you once or twice, I'm gone. I didn't have to ask him, they asked him. He said no. What you want me to do? I ain't going to give him $10 million to come. They was the one paying it. They had the money. They offered him $5 million. He wouldn't come. What more can I do about it?
Roy, but if you were so confident, why didn't you go to the Germany?
Go to Germany? Cause have you seen what happened to fighters when they go to Germany? Okay, then why would I go to Germany? I'm confident, but I ain't stupid. There's a difference between confident and stupid. Have you seen what happened to fighters when they go to Germany? As a matter of fact, Marco Huck just fought the WBA heavyweight champion, Povetkin. Povetkin comes back. I seen this myself. He got all types of bruises on his body right now. Something happened. We ain't sure what it was, but something happened. He got bruises everywhere. And not from fighting bruises, but his whole body's bruised up when I saw him. 3 weeks after the fight. So what happens when you go to Germany? You think I'm going to take that risk when I'm on top of the world and I don't need it? Why would I go to Germany? Wouldn't that be stupid on my part? When I know things like that happen? When they offered him $5 million to come to the United States, if you want to be fair, take the $5 million to come on see the champ. Give you another example. Right now, Diablo, whatever his name is WBC Cruiserweight champ, right? Guess where I am?
Legend.
But guess where I am?
In Poland.
Why?
Because you are not afraid.
He has the belt. He has the belt, and I want it. Right? Right now at cruiserweight, I'm not the best cruiserweight on record. He's one of the best cruiserweights on record. So I have to go see him. Right or wrong? Okay. Back then, I was the best light heavyweight on record. So he should have come saw me.
Okay, I see your point right now. Roy, you are doing great job since you are back with HBO crew. You are one of the best boxing experts, the color commentator. You are doing the same what Tarver did for Showtime. Let's talk about some big boxing in the United States. You've seen the Pacquiao-Bradley fight, obviously, and do you feel it was a robbery?
I know it was a robbery. You know, such what I feel about it, it was a robbery. Simple, I don't care how they put it, that was a robbery. And the bad part about boxing, this is what hurt boxing. In the MMA, you can lose a fight, who cares? As long as you fought and gave it your all, they pay to see you next time. In boxing, you lose a fight, it changes everything because of how the commentators talk about the loser. Now in this fight, we have a situation just like with me in the Olympics in '88. They cheated me out of gold medal. Instead of fixing the problem, they go create a new problem and say, oh no, it's the way they score the fights, so we're going to change the way they score the fights. That's not the problem. The problem is 3 guys cheated. Simple. Get them out of boxing and let's move forward. Instead, they left it like they did it and changed the score. That's not our problem. So you didn't fix the problem. So right now you got Pacquiao got robbed out of a fight a couple weeks ago. If you want to fix it, go reverse the decision. Then ask him if you want to do a rematch. Nah, we just going to mandate a rematch. That don't fix the problem. You robbed the man. That's the problem. Fix the problem.
Roy, let's talk about Floyd Mayweather. Do you think that the time that he spends in jail, will this affect his future career?
No, I don't think it will. I think his career. I think he'll be fine. He only spending 90 days. How many fighters have gone through more than 90 day stints in jail? His dad did what, 8 or 10 years, something like that. What's 90 days? It's not going to affect him. It may give him some time to think and make him a different person, make him a different character when he comes out, but it's not going to affect his career. It may make him a little hungrier, but I don't think it'll affect his career. As a matter of fact, he already made a date to fight the last guy he fought again in December, right?
Miguel Cotto.
Exactly. So how's that affecting his career? If he thought it was going to affect his career, he wouldn't be making fights like that already.
You are probably right. What is your prediction for tomorrow fight?
Be a good fight. Dude is not a bad boxer. Just think he's a little too short and too slow for me. I'm very hard on a man shorter than me, and I'm still very, very quick. So he has an uphill battle dealing with my speed, and I still love fighting. So
Do you think it will be the Jeff Lacey kind of beating?
close, very close.
Also with the stoppage victory?
Oh yeah, it'll be a stoppage victory. Yeah.
Early rounds?
I don't know around, but it will be a stoppage.
Okay, Roy. I can't let you go without asking that question, and we will understand if you choose not to answer. But I would like to ask you about your relationship with Gerard McClellan.
My relationship with Gerald McClellan was a beautiful relationship. I probably was one of the only fighters to ever go out and do things to try to help his family after he was hurt. You know, it's a very unfortunate situation what happened to him, but you know, the better you do, the better he does for me. So that I understood that he was a great warrior of the sport and one of the guys that would have been a massive payday for me down the line. Didn't happen, so I still didn't turn my back on him though. I tried to help him out as much as I could when I could, and when I can, I still will try to help him out.
I have read somewhere, and I don't know if it's true, but I've read somewhere that you said you can't go and meet Gerard McClellan because it would make you quit boxing. Is it true?
It would. It would. That would make me stop immediately. Because when you look at him and you realize what can happen, you know, it's a tough situation, and you know it anyway. You know it just dealing with life. You know it can happen to you anyway. But when you see a person that you knew and you knew nothing was wrong with him, and all of a sudden one fight and bam, it happened to him. That's why when people say you should quit, you could get hurt. I could have got hurt way back then like he did. If God wants me to get hurt, you're going to get hurt anyway. If God don't want you to get hurt, you're not going to get hurt. So fighting beyond the years they think you should fight doesn't bother me. But if I see that, my heart will change. Because then it's going to make me try to ease up more on my opponent. Not just me. I ain't going to want to hurt nobody either, which I try not to anyway. But if I see that, that's going to ruin me. So I best that I don't right now.
Right. The last question here. You said that there is a strong possibility if you win tomorrow's fight and maybe the fight with Włodarczyk that you will have the third fight in Poland. Who is it going to be?
The third fight?
Yes, we've seen it. Adamek?
That's what I think we're leaning towards. I think that's who they will put in front of me third. I think it's going to be Głażewski, then the WBC Cruiserweight champ, and if I beat him, I think it's Adamek.
But Adamek is with different promoters.
I don't care. He want to make money. Polish people want to see it. They wouldn't have paid money for it. I'm already committed. I told him I'd give him 3 fights. That'll be the third one. So I'm on. The Polish public on. What's he going to wait on?
Let's do it.
That's right. And if he don't want to do it, we'll find somebody else.
Thank you.
Thank you.